For many Synergy developers, and particularly those who are using text editors, Workbench can seem a little overwhelming. It offers an enormous set of tools, features, and project management capabilities. So many, in fact, that even Workbench pros consistently learn new and helpful features. To get you started quickly, this webcation focuses on familiarizing you with some of Workbench's most common and basic interface elements. Like most visual editors, Workbench's user interface is broken into separate regions. Let's open a workspace so that we have an actual working environment to review and take a look at some of the features. First, you'll notice the title bar, where we see the name and path of the file we're currently editing. Beneath it are the main menu, which gives us access to file operations, edit commands, search, and the like, and the standard toolbar. The toolbar provides quick access to commonly used functions, as well as one-click access to Synergy tools, such as the repository or composer. It also provides buttons that will perform specific Synergy operations. Compiling, linking, and running your application can be reduced to simply clicking a button. The toolbar is customizable too, so you can add your own buttons as you see fit. You can learn how to increase your overall productivity by adding these or similar buttons yourself in the Workbench Configuring the Toolbar webcation. Here on the left we see one of the tool windows. Similar to toolbars, these windows provide more detailed functionality or specific groups of operations all in one pane. Most tool windows are also dockable and can be dragged from or dropped into the tool window area. One of the default tool windows is the Projects tab, which shows you all of the projects, source files, header files, and so on that are included in your workspace. This provides quick access to other files and instant view of the files incorporated by your project. Toward the bottom of the interface, you'll see another tool window. By default, this is where you'll find the Output, Build, and Search Results windows. These windows display information from the editor and compiler, among other things. For instance, it's here in the Build window that you'll find the commands being issued by Workbench to compile your code, and any errors it might have generated. Incidentally, if your screen real estate is somewhat lacking, you can opt to have the tool windows and or output windows automatically collapse when you're finished using them. By clicking the push pin in the top right corner of either window, you can cause the windows to hide themselves. To bring them back, simply hover your mouse over the window and then select the item, tool, or option you need. Moving the mouse off of the window will allow it to collapse once more. That brings us to the largest element of the interface, which is the editor window. This is where you'll be spending most of your time. The editor provides many features, such as context tagging, which gives you visible clues as to what the language or the editor expects next, and right-click operations, which offer a whole slew of additional functionality. Under the editor window, you'll find that individual tabs keep track of any open files you're currently editing. So jumping back and forth between source code can be quite easy, rather than having to select the correct file from the Projects tab each time you need to work with it. Now, we've mentioned both Workspaces and Projects, and it's important that a little time is spent on what they are and what the difference is. Really, both Workspaces and Projects are virtual, logical groupings of files. The files don't have to be in the same directory, the same disk, or even the same machine. All they are is a collection of information or references to actual files and locations. So, at the project level, you'll have references to one or more files. Similarly, you'll have one or more projects which are referenced by a workspace. Keep in mind that just as any given source file can belong to more than one project, so too can any given project belong to more than one workspace. For instance, you might have a project called GL, which contains references to all of your general ledger source files and definitions. This project might also be the only project that belongs to the GL workspace. However, the same project might belong to a larger workspace named Accounting, which also includes references to the AP and AR projects. Likewise, you may have a library project that includes all of your base functions and subroutines. This project may be included in every single one of your workspaces. What you've seen so far is just a brief overview of the layout of Workbench and some of the tools that are at your disposal. You can check out other Workbench webcations for more details on these features and more. Also, because Workbench sits on top of SlickEdit, you'll find a wealth of information available in the Help menu. Everything from an editor quick start guide to a list of cool features is available, and I'd highly recommend reviewing some of it at your leisure. For information on obtaining Workbench on a trial basis, simply contact your Synergy account rep or call 916-635-7300.